As I see it, you're the curse's focus. The other ghosts on the island, their auras aren't nearly as strong as yours. My medallion started pulsating as soon as we started talking.
I don't know what you mean, but you do seem to know some things. You could be right. My fate is tied to the Isle, I feel that. Perhaps because I am heiress of these lands.
It could be your blood ties to the land, the base of the curse, that is. If so, forgiving Graham, laying your resentment to rest should lift it.
I loved him. I'm prepared to forgive him. But I must know that he regrets what he did. Take my bones to him. He must bury them. This will be our farewell. Will you speak to him? Will you do this for me?
Fine. I'll talk to Graham. Where will I find him?
He lives in the village on the lakeshore, yet... What if he's forgotten me?
If he loved you, he'll remember, and want to help.
He said he would always love me. Go to him. Make haste, please.
Annabelle. Annabelle's remains. Potion vial.
Experimenting on humans. Never would have gotten away with it if the Conclave were still in charge.
Ja, wenn doch nur. The Mage Alexander's Log, Part 1. Das ist cool. Day 237. My experiments continue to return results I must consider unreliable. Methodological... Immer diese langen O's, vielen O's. Methodological errors are not at fault. The problem lies in the shoddy and fallible research material I am forced to work with. Despite his prior assurance, the Sedat is unable to provide me with enough moderately healthy specimens for my tests. Most of the material is starved and terrified, having been dragged here straight from the dungeon. I waste a great deal of time daily washing and deluging them before I will so much as let them step foot into my laboratory. Sterility first. As Marty Sodergren managed to prove in her little-known work, the attitude of a patient undergoing treatment can have a significant impact on the battle against the disease. Unfortunately, the volunteers with which I am supplied do not show sufficient comprehension, let alone enthusiasm, for the noble work in which they are taking part. In fact, it seems they consider the research part of their punishment. I have tried a few times, though I am but a poor speaker, to convince them that they are contributing to the eradication of one of the greatest plagues tormenting mankind. I had the distinct impression they understood little, but perhaps the stupor was merely the result of the early stages of illness. Of course, it is impossible to achieve success without significant sacrifices. The overwhelming majority of them will have to lay down their trifling lives in the altar of learning. But that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Ja, du, Alex, hast du mal die anderen gefragt, was die davon halten? Finden wir noch Part 2 von dem Journal vielleicht? Was haben wir? Ah, hier. Log Part 2. Day 346. I never did like rats. Not because of their obscene tales, but rather on account of their lively, disturbing intelligence. They are always listening when a man believes he is talking only to himself. And what's worse, they seem to understand. A few days ago I caught myself talking to one of them, to a particularly large black male with a torn off ear. At first I was overcome with panic. Sorry. Was this the first manifestation of the illness? Of course that was impossible, for I had fortified my immunity with powerful spells. Upon further consideration I concluded it was an altogether natural reflex, one even the most learned among us find harsh to restrain. We mages like to be listened to. I placed the black rat in a separate cage. The time will come for it to play a part in the tests. Meanwhile, it can keep me company and observe. I've noticed it looks with great concentration at the cages of its infected brethren, particularly those in the last stages of illness. Fascinating. Speaking of company, I have none, besides the Black Rat, and cannot hope for better. The Seraph avoids the laboratory and has expressed his desire for his daughter to steer clear of me as well. At first I thought he feared a moral scandal, which will be visible in the extreme. Visible? Extreme assault? But he explained the true reason in due course. It seems Annabelle has always possessed a fragile psychic constitution. Observing the ill might throw her into foul humor. The peasants taking part in the study have stopped speaking to me. I don't know what they believe this little act of defiance will serve. It does me no harm. They made for lousy conversation partners. There remains, of course, the woman. That is for her. Nicht der... Ja. Ich habe gerade einen kleinen Gedankenfehler gehabt, Entschuldigung. There remains, of course, the woman. But as for her, I try to limit my contact. Day 362. 20 Tage später. Nicht ganz. My Black Rat has died. Today I found him curled up in his cage. I suspected he had become infected on accident. But during the autopsy I did not uncover any signs of illness. He was also perfectly well fed. Strange. From a medical point of view, his death remains unexplained. Something which, I must admit, irritates the scholar in me. But, as mentioned previously, I'm not particularly fond of rats. Okay. Kann das vermeintliche Monster hier, das hier potenziell irgendwo rumlungert, diese Ratte getötet haben? Aber why? Kann ich den Käfig irgendwo sehen? Ah, hier geht's hoch. Ah ja.
Kept in there until the end. What a shitty way to die.
Das sind wohl seine Freiwilligen. Das ist leer. Ich glaube, ich kann die Ratte nicht sehen, oder? Hier ist noch offen als die Käfige. Ich höre auch eine Ratte. Zumindest andere Ratten. Ja, der wird die Ratte ja aufgeräumt haben. Ah, das ist keine Truhe mehr. Okay, also zu Graham. Aber zuerst checken wir den Keller. Der da ist, noch ein bisschen tiefer. Area. Dieses Gewackel hier die ganze Zeit.
Rich folk. Doubt I'll ever understand them. Keeping rats in cages like rabbits.
Let him out, maybe? Like to die of hunger if we leave him there.
I'd sooner burn the vermin. Releasing them's not like to bring no good. Imagine the harm they'd do if they swam back to the village.
Swam? Rats? How do you figure they'd do that?
You needn't fret for them. Clever little bastards. Clever than you.
They seem sluggish to you. Got the mange, maybe? Oh, and that stench!
Hallo, 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 Level 6, mein Liebes. Schön, dich zu sehen. Gib mir mal bitte eine Lampe. Also Fackel. Cotton. Nicht zu verwechseln mit Cotton Candy. Sonst ist ja aber nichts groß, oder? Dann ein Longsword, guck mal, schön. Kann ich verkaufen. Ach da, das war abgeschlossen, genau. Den wollte ich. Ich nehme immer die falsche Taste aus Versehen. Okay. Character. Wir sind Level 6. Wir haben einen nächsten Slot freigeschaltet. Das ist sehr schön. Alchemy. So, 3 von 5. Ich denke, das ist eine gute Investition, das einmal zu machen. Oh, Fast Travel. Nein, nein, nein. Das ist nicht nötig. Roche! Da bist du. Oh, sorry, falsche Taste.
Go, go.
Ah, ich muss Boden dafür, ne? Na klar muss ich dafür Boden. Ah! Den habe ich gar nicht kommen sehen. Habe ich den angelegt, verdammte Axt. Ah, da oben. Oder neben wir noch ein anderes Boot gewesen, sehe ich gerade. Nix schlimm. Da ist es. Yeah. Ja, ja, ja. Ah, Fast Travel? Vom Boot? Na, also so weit ist es nicht, finden wir Graham. Ah, da drüben sind schon die Hütten. Vielleicht ist das jetzt schon direkt. Graham, you'll see me.
Why you been following me?
Fuck you, ich bin hier nicht gefollowt.
Just wondering what you want from him. From Graham.
Me? Didn't want nothing. It's his mother be worried about him. Been locked in his hut since he came back from the Isle. Talks to no soul. Love's misery curdled his brains, I reckon.
Ich würde sagen, der ist ein wenig... Verpiss dich!
Can't be in two places at once, can I?
Ja, du sollst hier nicht sein, also verzieh dich.
I want to talk.
You're deaf, damn it! I told you. Who are you?
I've been to the island. I know what happened there.
What do you want of me?
Want to talk to you about Annabelle.
Annabelle? What can you know about her?
I met her. Talked to her.
Annabelle's dead. Drank poison. And I couldn't save her.
Did you love her?
Something mad. Loved her so deep I believed we'd come through, believed we'd be together. Of course, it was not to her father's liking. His daughter and a plain lout.
What happened on Fyke Isle? You gotta tell me.
'Twere Millie, Finch and Faulkner. They rallied the men, all roughs, to go to the Isle, take back what was ours from the noble. They knew I was known at the tower, that the Lord's servants would open the gate for me since I sold them fish.
They forced you to go with them?
No, I saw my chance in it. For Annabelle and me to flee. But it all spun in a chaos. Our boys from the village, they started killing everyone. Annabelle, they wanted to rape. First, then she drank the poison. Mage must have gave it her. I ran out the tower, hollering that I wanted to die, cursing them all to hell. Don't force me to speak of it. No more, please.
Said you were hollering as you fled the tower, the island. What exactly did you say?
I don't remember. I wanted them to pay for what they'd done to her.
Might have cursed them. There's a powerful magic aura on Fyke Isle. Passions, evil intent, strong emotions of any kind can activate it. Your words could be the curse's source.
She took the poison because of them.
Also eigentlich möchte ich dem nicht sagen, dass es kein Gift war, sondern dass sie lebendig von Ratten zerfressen wurde. Das möchte ich dem eigentlich nicht sagen. Ich denke, das trägt der Situation nicht gerade bei, aber ich glaube, ich habe keine Wahl.
It wasn't poison. Annabelle drank a strong sleeping potion. Mage wanted to protect her, make it look like she was dead. Convinced everyone.
That means... she... You said you spoke to her?
Spoke to her ghost. By the time she awoke, tower was full of cold corpses. And rats. She was warm meat. Rats ate her alive.
She was alive the whole time, but... Can't be. She was cold all through like a corpse. I shook her, begged her, open your eyes. I never thought...
Annabelle needs you. Her soul will only find peace if you help her.
But... what can I do? It's too late.
Bury her bones. Annabelle should be laid to rest by one who loved her. It's the only way to lift the curse that holds Fyke Isle.
Those are... her bones.
Yes.
Give them here. And leave me be.
Graham?
Dead. Annabelle was an ordinary ghost. She's a pesta. And now she's free.
You dumb shit!
faded flowers. Looks like a small shrine.
Das ist doch nicht wahr! Graham! Wach auf, Junge! Fuck!